Following weeks on the picket lines and for some months, thousands of education support workers across the province have now returned to the job after having ratified agreements with 8 impacted school divisions. And in the immediate wake of the strike, the union representing employees, CUPE Alberta, has elected new leadership. And joining us now, Raj Uppal, the newly elected president of CUPE Alberta. Ms. Uppal, welcome to Alberta Primetime.
Thank you.
All right, just over a week into the job, what does it mean to you to be heading up a union representing some 40,000 Alberta workers in municipal, educational, health care sectors?
Yeah, it's a big undertaking, big shoes to fill for sure, but nevertheless, there's no warm-up time and we get right into our work. And as you mentioned, education workers are just back to work, but our work isn't done there either. So the work continues.
And what drove you to run against incumbent Rory Gill, who as president led your union through that school support workers strike?
You know what? It was a great leadership Rory provided over the years, It's a place of democracy, and democracy asks, and we presented. So that is our internal system, and again, like democracy, and here I am.
Well, now that was a major strike involving as many as 6,600 employees across 8 school divisions. What prolonged the labor action?
It definitely was one of the large strikes for CUPE within Alberta, but not obviously nationally. We've done much larger actions than that. What really took us out for that long is our current government, their secret mandates, and their interference in our bargaining process.
What did it take to reach and settle agreements?
I think the power in numbers and the solidarity across other labor bodies and the actions that have, put us back at the bargaining tables, and the increasing numbers, I think, in locals and members wanting to take action is what brought us back to the tables with the deal that we have now.
And in terms of details, what is at the heart of the agreements? What do they accomplish for your members?
So those details are being worked out. So I'm not going to go into exact details because some are just wrapping up, and some have, and some more are to go to the table at this point. But it's anywhere from 3% to a dollar value as well. So that is all that we definitely broke the mandate. But let's be clear that our work, like I said earlier, isn't done yet. Our support workers in Alberta are still underpaid, and so those conversations will continue for our next rounds of bargaining.
And as those conversations continue, as you look back, what's your key takeaway from how all of this played out, about be that relations with school divisions, or maybe more importantly, dealings with the provincial government?
Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of challenges that have been identified, and also what all went good with the conversations. I think our major obstacle was the bargaining and the secret mandates that the government continued to do an interference. But also there were many other challenges as well with our trustees not having any awareness or involvement in the process, or standing up with workers, or being aware of the situations. So there were quite a few hurdles. CUPE will take many other initiatives to bring workers back to the power, and also elected officials as well, to what the workers need and want are, and with inflation and everything. So there was a lot of learning. definitely, and takeaways.
Well, and maybe post-strike, as the new president of CUPE Alberta, what will you prioritize? What tops your to-do list?
Well, we are heading right into elections as we get off the picket lines, as you've heard, whether that is our municipalities and whether that is our federal. And CUPE nationally takes quite a role when it comes to electing our bosses. So we will be putting in a lot of work in for electing our bosses, whether that comes to our trustees or our municipal elections. And our councillors to all the way to federally. So CUPE Alberta and CUPE National are working together on that, and that's one priority. And of course, the other is to ensure that all settlements with our education workers have gone well, and we continue to then enforce those onto our other locals that are going to the table or are ready to be at the bargaining table. So there's a lot of that work ahead. Mainly right now at this point is just getting the workers back to work and ensuring that all the payouts and all of that locals are handling that. But municipal elections are our next big focus, and there was as I said, a lot of learnings to take away from our strikes, and so we will be putting in a lot more work into ensuring that our bosses understand what the workers need, and that would be our elected officials.
All right, we'll have to leave it there for a time, Ms. Uppal. Good to speak with you. Thank you kindly for this.
Thank you.
Raj Uppal is the newly elected president of CUPE Alberta.